What is going on, guys? Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Today's video, guys, is going to be a very important one because a lot of you guys have been working out, training hard, doing home workouts, or maybe at the gym, but something you need to understand is that training is only half the battle, and not even half, maybe it's 10 to 20% of the battle. The other 80 to 90% is going to come down to where we are right now, the kitchen. All right, guys, it's so damn important. What you do in the kitchen matters so much in terms of how much progress you can make within the gym. If you go to the gym and you work out 6 hours a day, but then you come home and all you eat is pizza and Diet Coke or Coca-Cola, then obviously you're not gonna make much results regardless of what your goals are. Let's say you had a Ferrari. Were you gonna put very inefficient fuel in that car, or are you gonna put the best kind of fuel that is gonna make it run as best as it possibly could, and then also go as fast and perform as well as it possibly could? We need to take that approach with our bodies. We need to stop looking at them like tractors and start looking at them like very high performance machines, because that is what they are if you can fuel them with the right fuel. With that being said, guys, back in the day, I found myself in a pretty bad position and made a whole bunch of mistakes regarding nutrition. Like, honestly, pretty damn stupid stuff, to be honest. So I really want to bring these to light for you guys so you can learn from my stupid mistakes in terms of eating poorly or certain things that a lot of people are convincing you are the way to go about doing so. So I want to break those down in a nutshell. So without further ado, guys, here's my 5 biggest nutritional mistakes. My first nutritional mistake was not tracking my calories. Now, when I say tracking, I don't mean being so damn pedantic that you track down to every single last milligram of salt. Okay, you do not need to do that. What I mean by tracking is at least having a general idea of exactly what is going on in your body. If you are eating something, you should at least have a general idea of why you're eating that and whether or not they are serving your goals. I honestly get this all the time, guys. So many people message me saying that they've either lost strength or they're losing weight in the gym, or they're worried that they're losing muscle mass, and a lot of the times it just comes down to the fact that they have no idea what they're eating in terms of how much and also the quality of the foods that are coming in. But like I said, you don't have to be extremely pedantic with the tracking down to every last gram of salt or gram of carbohydrate, protein, and fat. If you can just have a general idea of how much you are intaking in terms of food, then that is just gonna set yourself up to really accelerate your results towards your goals. Because at the end of the day, if you want accurate results, you need to be accurate with your inputs and outputs. When you go to the gym, you need to have a firm understanding or some sort of programming intact that is gonna allow for optimal progress. Same within the kitchen. If you are just willy-nilly saying, all right, so this day I'm feeling a little bit hungry, I'm gonna have 4 pieces of bread, blah, blah, and then you'll have a lasagna for dinner or this or that, and the next day you have 500 calories, one day you have 4,000 calories, it's just not good. Consistency is so damn important, and that comes down to having a general idea of how many calories are in what foods and carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. It's honestly gonna make the biggest difference just knowing the basics of nutrition. Honestly, my gains accelerated so substantially when I just took a step back and decided, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna get a grasp for what I am eating on a daily basis. I'm gonna track for a week to a month, and granted that is kept up because I found it so damn useful, but if you can just do it for a week or 2 weeks at a time, just to find out exactly what you are eating, it will give you a fresh idea of exactly what you need to do in order to progress to your goals. Number 2 mistake was being overly strict. I see it with a lot of people, and myself, honestly, I was way too strict on myself. So restriction to a point can become counterintuitive. I know it sounds good, like, all right, if I restrict myself more and I make sure everything's absolutely perfect, I will get to my goals sooner. But a lot of the times that is just not the case, because the more you restrict yourself, the more you put yourself in a good position to relapse. This comes down to the all too common dieting cycle of starve, binge, and repeat. It is really unfortunate when you see this, and this is something that I really got myself into. You know, I would deprive myself from calories, you eat way under my daily recommended limit, and then, you know, a couple weeks would go by of doing that, I'd just snap and I'd eat everything under the sun. Literally, I would eat probably 6,000 calories in one sitting. Like, I would just go. I'd be like, cookies, mate, bang, burgers, bang, pizza. I'm still damn hungry, not really, but like, I could just eat anything and everything. So it is definitely a terrible solution for your physiology and psychology. So I would definitely recommend you guys to steer away from this idea. What you need to do instead is to aim to incorporate enough flexibility within your day-to-day diet, which allows you to implement that over a longer enough period of time. This is all about longevity. We don't want to just, you know, be absolutely balls to the wall, 100% eating nothing but chicken breast and spinach for 2 months at a time and then just, you know, relapse and destroy all our gains. We want to build a lifestyle rather than a quick fix. Number 3 mistake, again, ties into being overly strict, but it is under eating. By that, I'm mainly referring to losing weight too quickly whilst on a cut. This is not a good situation as it only leads to you losing more muscle mass than you would have bargained for. Understand that speed doesn't mean efficiency, and losing anywhere over 2 pounds per week of body weight in general is definitely not the most optimal scenario to be in. Not only from a physiological perspective in the terms of you could be eating into muscle mass, but also it's just not fun. It's not fun to eat so little amount of calories. And while you could do it for a few weeks at a time, as I said, we're building a lifestyle. We're not trying to, be Phil Heath or someone on a bodybuilding stage. Unless you are, then go absolutely nuts with whatever you have to do in that short period of time. But understand, if you're just trying to, lose a bit of body fat, you want to do it in a sustainable manner. It is so much more pleasant from a psychological perspective, but also it's just healthier. It's healthier, it's gonna build it into a lifestyle, and that's what it is all about. So a good aim is to lose 1 to 1.5 pounds of body weight per week whilst you are on a cut. And always aim to keep your calories as high as humanly possible while sticking within those parameters. You don't wanna go too crazy and get impatient and say, I just wanna lose 5 pounds this week, right now, let's bingo, bango, go. It's just not the best option, all right? You wanna be patient, okay? Don't drop them so low because it's just gonna damage your metabolism. It's gonna put you in an unfortunate perspective, which happened to me as well. It took me a decent amount of time to start to rebuild that metabolism, and I implore you guys to not get in that same situation. Number 4, nutritional mistake was gonna be fad diets and believing that they are the be all and end all of progress. A lot of fad diets lead you to demonize a lot of certain food groups, and carbs is probably the most absolutely demonized food group there absolutely is. I said absolutely like 6 times there, but anyway, carbs are fine. They're absolutely fine. Eating 1,000 grams of carbs a day, that's probably not fine for a whole lot of people. So you need to understand it's not about carbs being bad, fats being bad, proteins being bad. It's about the holistic approach and understanding that all those 3 micronutrients go into supporting a very healthy physiology. And you need to understand that all 3 of them are quite important. So a lot of people believe, right, you cannot eat carbs after 6 p.m. or you'll gain fat. You can't eat carbs for breakfast. You should only eat protein. You should only eat fat. You should only eat this. A lot of the times, guys, if you're trying to burn fat or build muscle mass from a nutritional perspective, it's gonna be eating very high quality amounts of foods and then making sure that the calories that you're intaking are putting yourself into a calorie deficit or into a calorie surplus. That is it. So you have a baseline calories, you're either going above or below, and that is going to put yourself in a position to build up body weight or to lower body weight. That's it, guys. That's in a nutshell. So the carbs and the macronutrients that come into that, they all just support that healthy system of your physiology in terms of performance and everything else in between. But just because the ketogenic diet can be conducive for fat loss doesn't mean that's the only way to go about doing so. Everyone is different and everyone needs to take a different approach. And 90% of the time, fad diets aren't gonna be your option, all right? They're gonna come down to just keeping a nice, holistic, healthy approach to food. The main point I wanna make about fad diets is that they are not a replacement for hard work, which is what a lot of people try and look for, right? They'll try and ponder what exactly is the best approach to go for. Is it low carbs? Is it low fat? Is it low protein? Should I eat nothing but cucumber? Should I do a juice cleanse? Should I go on a fast for 78 days and just go absolutely insane? Stop it, right? You need to understand there's hard work. There's things that you have to do in order to achieve results. And that is where it is. It's the process. And whilst you might want to ponder, is a ketogenic diet helpful for me? Is this helpful for me? Just understand hard work is going to go into every single one of those. So don't waste too much of your time pondering your descent. The best thing you could do is just get started. Number 5 mistake is not paying attention to intolerances. So a lot of people will be unaware of certain intolerances to food that they may be experiencing. And this can definitely become a bit of an issue down the line, especially if gut issues do arise, as any bit of food that you tend to intake is just not going to be utilized as efficiently, and it can really limit your ability to lose fat or even put on muscle mass. And it's definitely not a good scenario to get into. So really this comes down to paying attention to what you're putting in your body and then how it reacts. So one of the biggest intolerances is going to come down to dairy. So a lot of people will have dairy and they'll get the runs or whatever. But anyway, so they'll have it and they just won't pay attention to how their body is reacting. They may feel a bit sluggish. They might notice that their energy becomes very, very low, and that all comes down to diet, because diet at the end of the day impacts just about everything you do. I guarantee you, if you eat a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's or have 1,000 grams of sugar in 10 minutes, then you will feel absolutely dead. You will feel drained as all hell. You won't be able to focus. You won't be able to perform efficiently. What I want you to do, guys, next time you want to go to the gym, I want you to have a full pint of Ben & Jerry's and try to get a good workout in. You probably won't, all right? You probably just will not. It just won't happen. So pay attention to those intolerances that may be happening. It could be fructose, it could be gluten, it could be dairy, it could be a whole range of things. So just pay attention to how your body is reacting to the foods that you're eating, and then try and limit as much as possible those foods that are really impacting you negatively. But the only way you can do that is if you are in tune with what you are eating and how your body is reacting. So that is it, guys. 5 major mistakes that I wish that I had paid attention to or just not committed in the first place. Take from those, guys. Let me know in the comments what your favorite mistake was. And if it did help you out, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like on this video so I know, and I'll continue to make videos just like this one. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Arigato! Mita robato! Woo!